What's up, guys? We are back. I am Justin.
Jake.
And we are here in the porch area of an undisclosed location, talking top 10 stand-up comedians. Now, before we get into this, and before we already have complaints and dislikes in this video, know that we here at the Pulp Report cater to the 18 to 24 demo. So, you know, if your favorite classic comedian from the 70s isn't on this list, don't come at our necks, bro.
Yeah, like, you know, I appreciate Lenny Bruce, but he's not on my list. I'm sorry, guys.
We just lost all our viewers already.
I watched a doc on him one time. He's great.
Yeah.
But he's not on the list.
Yeah, right. This is really top 10 favorite comedians. It's our favorite comedians. Every top 10 list is going to be subjective, so...
Yeah, and it's our irrelevant opinion at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Good branding, man. Alright, so let's get into it. Do you want to start it off here? Go 10 through 5, and then if I have something that's higher on the list or is also in my 10 to 5, I will speak up and we'll talk about that later. But for now, just give us your rundown of top 10 to 5 stand-up comedians.
Alright, so cracking my top 10 list.
Okay.
At number 10, you probably don't have Jay Larson.
I like Jay Larson. He's not on my list. He's not on my list.
Sorry, Jay Larson. No, I mean, there's not a lot out there, but the stuff he has,
Right.
I find hysterical. He does a podcast with, I believe, Ryan Sickler. It's called The Crab Shack, so, you know, if you have time, check that out. It's really good.
Okay.
But, I mean, his half-hour special on Comedy Central is one of my favorites. He has a joke about getting the wrong number.
I saw that. I saw it on YouTube, yeah.
It's pretty amazing. So, Jay Larson at number 10. Solid.
Okay. Respect.
And number 9. I wanted to make sure he got on this list because he is such a, you know, figurehead in the world of comedy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shame he's at number 9, but it's just the way that the crumbs fell. At number 9, Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor, yeah, he did not make my list.
Didn't make the list.
See, I don't really go back to watch any Richard Pryor stuff, and but you know, it's your list.
Yeah, I mean, previously I had seen some Pryor stuff. Making the list, I went back, I watched a few things, and I was like, yeah, you know what, he does deserve to be in the top 10.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get any arguments there.
I mean, most people are probably gonna put him at number 1.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because if you watch any interview with any comedian now, most likely they're going to say Richard Pryor is one of their top influences.
Mm-hmm.
So I just felt like he needed to make the list.
Right.
And I feel like at number 9, it might be a little low, but he's on there.
Okay. He's
got a great joke about being like working in like a club with the mafia. And it's pretty funny stuff. Check him out, guys. He's an up-and-comer. Number 8, you might have this guy.
Okay.
Mike Birbiglia.
He just missed my list. Just missed my list, yes.
So Birbiglia, he's great. He's got some great half-hour specials. He's got some great hour-long specials. He's even got into some directing. He's got some good movies there.
Don't Think Twice, one of my favorite movies last year.
Don't Think Twice. I think Sleepwalking with Me was his other one. Really funny. He's got a joke about... he's got a joke... Okay, so... joke about like
building it up a lot.
Yes,
Right.
I find it quite funny. It's probably not going to be funny for me, but it's about him, like he's like in like New York or something, and like he's like moving a mattress, and it's like he says something to a lady, and it's like what I should have said was nothing. That's it. I'm not doing it service, but it's quite funny. Check it out.
I trust you.
Birbiglia's he's funny. All right, number 7. He's making a comeback right now. Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle, he is higher on my list, so we'll hold off on that right now.
We'll refrain from talking about Dave Chappelle. And this is my last one.
Yes.
My bottom 5.
Number 6.
At number 6, Brian Regan.
Interesting. He's not on my list. No.
Are you aware of Brian?
I know who he is. Yeah,
okay.
I've heard some.
I mean, one of my favorite hour-long specials is the epitome of hyperbole, which is Brian Regan's. I mean, the guy overall is a clean-up. He's a clean stand-up. He doesn't do a lot of cussing.
Similar to Seinfeld.
Yeah, but I don't really care for Seinfeld.
Okay.
So about Brian Regan, I think what he's capable of doing with not being too explicit, it's impressive. He makes me laugh constantly. He was recently on Jimmy Fallon.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are looking to get into some Brian Regan, check that out. And of course, the epitome of hyperbole. Always good for a laugh.
Okay.
And that's my bottom 5.
Bottom 5. So only one was made my list.
Dave Chappelle.
But I think our top 5s might be kind of similar. But if I know you, but
It's a possibility.
I don't. All right, this number 10 completely surprised me, so it should come as a surprise to you. My number 10 is Aziz Ansari.
Aziz.
So I don't know. He brings he's definitely very high energy and very in touch with pop culture, and makes jokes that are very timely of this generation. It's just I don't know how to describe why he's funny, but he just.
Have you watched his Master of None?
I have watched his Master of None. Yeah.
Good show.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. And Parks and Rec. I mean, great. Show. Yeah, right. So yeah, I think that's one of the things too, is that he's funny in other aspects of show business. TV, movies, and stand-up. Some people have a tough time making that transition.
Yeah, especially given his background, his ethnicity, it's even harder for him to break out and
absolutely
stand on his own. But
oh yeah, probably a very important part of Indian pop culture.
Yeah, because I mean, they have Russell Peters.
Right.
And he's a big stand-up, but he hasn't really broken out in other areas. So
yeah.
Aziz is definitely a trailblazer.
All right, so for my number 9 stand-up is Tom Segura.
Tom Segura. We're going to have to back pocket that one.
Okay, he's made your top 5. Maybe.
In my top 5.
Okay, my number 8 is George Carlin.
Interesting.
George Carlin. So he's not on your list?
Not on my list.
Okay.
I do like him.
Yeah. I think his style's very different. It's almost like he's a funny college professor. He
looks like one.
Yeah, right. It's like when he's doing stand-up, it's like a lecture. It's like a free-flowing conversation. It's not like punchline. It's just the stuff he's saying is funny. I think it's a kind of a rare gift, especially today. But I think anyone from back in that era that still kind of stands the test of time deserves to be on a top 10 list.
I mean, and similar to Pryor, he is a very influential comedian for stand-ups today. And of course, he was Rufus in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
I'm sure that won't be the first time that Bill and Ted makes his way into one of these episodes.
It's a great movie.
It's gonna be in your top 5, I think. All right, so what am I on? Number 7. My number 7 comedian is Stephen Wright.
Stephen Wright.
Yeah.
Dry wit.
Very dry. Very dry. The driest on this list, for sure. Kind of similar to Carlin. Like, I can go back and watch his stuff, which I did while I was making this list, and, I still enjoy it the same amount as the first time I saw it, which is another rare gift, and a gift that my number 1 comedian has. So we'll get to that. Just a little bit of a preview. So, yeah, just very dry, deadpan delivery.
Stephen Wright is going to be in the Emoji Movie.
Good stuff.
Something to look forward to.
Good stuff.
Still active today.
Yeah, I just think, I don't know the word, repeatability? And I can watch it,
Yeah, because, I mean, he just does jokes.
Absolutely, yeah.
So they're easy to just ingest.
Right. So, my number 6 comedian, you already kind of, tarnished him previously in this podcast, or whatever you want to call him. Jerry Seinfeld. Jerry Seinfeld.
I mean, look. I can appreciate what Jerry has done.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point in my life, I might go back and watch Seinfeld.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never seen Seinfeld.
Oh, see, well, that's a big thing,
And I'm not really familiar with Jerry himself.
Right.
But I do love me some Julie Louis-Dreyfus.
Right. So thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Jerry. Yeah, I just think one of the best observational comics of all time, and kind of just takes everyday stuff that you don't even think twice about, and kind of
like airline food. What's going on?
Right. And you can't deny the success of his sitcom. Still one of the most successful shows of all time, if not the most successful sitcom of all time. That, and he still kind of pops up here and there today.
The getting coffee
comedians
with,
in cars getting coffee. Yeah. I can't
very
say I've seen
respected among his fellow comedians.
Absolutely, yeah. And another clean comic. So, yeah, I don't know. My dad was a big fan of Seinfeld, and so I kind of grew up on it, watching his stand-up. And
that's the problem. My dad, not a big fan of Seinfeld.
Yeah.
So didn't grow up on it.
Right. But yeah, that's my 10 through 6. So now we're gonna go one at a time, 5 to 1.
So my number 5, guy I previously mentioned, Tom Segura.
Okay. Talk about it. Well,
Tommy
we'll
Buns.
talk about it, but yeah.
Tommy Buns, as referred to by Joe Rogan. He's often a guest on the Rogan podcast.
Yep.
That's kind of where I got my first introduction to him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he started getting, I watched his half-hour special on Comedy Central.
Mm-hmm.
And then he started getting some specials dropped on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of came out of nowhere for me. And I just feel like he can tell a story, and it's always funny. I always laugh.
Yeah.
He's a lovable looking guy, and
he's a very likable guy. I think that adds to his act. And,
he's relatable.
Yeah, absolutely. Ditto. Ditto. I think we watched a special of his together at one point. Yeah.
And then I tried to show some other comedians that people did not take to. Tom Segura is a cure-all. people can't help but enjoy him.
Right. Okay. So I guess I do my number 5 now.
I guess so.
Yeah, my number 5 kind of surprised me how high he was on this list. It's Daniel Tosh.
Okay.
Not on your list?
He's on my list.
Okay.
Why? Because 5 years ago, he's definitely on the list. But I haven't really watched a lot of Daniel Tosh. I used to watch Tosh.0 all the time.
Right.
Don't watch it anymore. Not because I don't want to. Just I don't really watch.
Yeah.
TV week to week.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's got one of my favorite half-hour specials on Comedy Central.
Yeah.
He's got a joke about cargo pants.
Yes.
It's one of my favorite jokes. But unfortunately, he's an honorable mention for sure.
Yeah.
Did not make the list.
Yeah. I think part of the reason it's on the list, even though this is, I guess, more just a stand-up list, but the success of Tosh.0, and with Comedy Central, there's a lot of shows that have been on Comedy Central, throughout the years that, 1-2 seasons and done. He's been able to sustain that success. He's definitely has a large audience, and I think he's one of the top comedians for this generation, this kind of social media generation, internet generation. His whole show is based on internet viral videos. So everything I've seen from him has been good. He hasn't had really a false note so far. So number 4 for you.
So my number 4, he's very high. He's very good. Anthony Jeselnik.
He did not make my list. He did not make my list.
That surprises me.
Yes. Yeah.
That surprises me.
Yeah. But okay, I'll let you go.
I mean, to me, Anthony Jeselnik, he's one of the premier comedians of today. I mean, a lot of his jokes, they're not like his jokes. They are his jokes. He didn't write them, but they're not his real life.
Yeah.
A lot of it is just funny stuff that he writes, and I don't think that's something we should be ashamed of as a comedian.
Mm-hmm.
And he does it so well. He's a very dark comedian.
Absolutely.
A lot of his jokes. I don't know if anybody makes rape more funny. But he's got some great stuff on Netflix, and I would check him out. His show was unfortunately canceled too soon. He talks about it on one of his specials on Netflix. But yeah, he's got a lot of funny stuff. It's always great to see him on the roasts on Comedy Central.
Yeah. Yes.
Because he can really get into someone. He can really throw some jabs. And yeah, just check him out.
Yeah.
Shame on you for not.
Okay, yeah. What are we on? Number 4 for me? Number 4 is one we booted from earlier, Dave Chappelle. I think what bumped him up was his last 2 specials that he just dropped on Netflix. I really enjoyed those.
I've only watched one. That's why I probably put him lower.
Yeah, and but again, outside success, the Chappelle Show, one of the most successful shows on Comedy Central of all time. Yeah, it's something about him. It's just like he deals with race a lot. It's, majority of his 2 specials on Netflix that just dropped deal with that, but he makes it.
Yeah, it's not hitting you over the head.
Yes, absolutely. And it's like people of all races and genders can, relate to what he's saying. He does something about the way he sets up his act that is appealing to a broad audience.
But yeah, I mean, Chappelle, obviously the Chappelle Show, the racial draft.
Oh my God! He has some classic sketches.
And I mean, it probably helped pave the way for guys like Key and Peele to have their sketch show.
Yeah, he did take a jab at them in his special.
Yeah, it was definitely in good humor.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, like, a big dude.
Yeah, he definitely got bigger.
Yeah, he lifted some weights. But still very funny.
Yeah. They just an all-time comic. So.
Absolutely.
You're number 3.
Number 3? I'd be surprised if he wasn't on your list, but after the last one, I don't know. I don't know if I know you anymore. Louie CK.
No, he's not on my list. Not on my list.
Alright. That's an over 2 right there. Louie CK, obviously he's got the show Louie on FX. What's there not to say about Louie CK? He's a funny guy.
Mm-hmm.
He can have a very dark look on the world, but obviously that's a lot of comedians, and they make it look funny. Mm-hmm. He really doesn't hide his personal life in his stand-up act. He puts it all out there. He is one of the hardest working comedians there is today. He puts out a special like every year. Mm-hmm. And he has a show with Steve Buscemi on, I think it's on Hulu now.
Oh, was it
Horace and
Green
or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
On a bar. I haven't watched it yet, but
yeah.
I'll get around to it. He doesn't do Louie all the time, but he kind of has a thing with FX where he can just kind of do it when he wants to do it. Mm-hmm. And I think he's one of the hardest working comedians today, and I think his jokes are hard hitting and deserving to be in the top 3 of anyone's list.
It's definitely an honorable mention.
You say that. You say that.
For me. It took me a little bit to get into Louie CK. And but I think, flash forward a year, he might be on this list. I don't know. And I also haven't watched all his specials. So
Fair enough.
or his shows for that matter. So that's probably why he's not on the list.
Yeah, I guess you have to have the exposure to really put him on the list.
All right, so my bronze medalist that I will be shipping out to their address tomorrow.
I'm sure they'll be very excited.
Absolutely. It's not real bronze, but I did what I could.
It's copper.
It is Boston's own Bill Burr.
Bill Burr. Well, he's my number 2, so we can
Number
talk
2,
about
okay, yeah, we can talk. Yeah, just, he's batting 1,000.
He really is.
Even, like, his talk show appearances, like, on late night shows.
He's always on Conan.
Yeah.
He's always funny. He puts a nice, good look on the world.
Yeah. Sarcastic. Yeah, he's, very angry delivery at times. Like, it's almost like he's venting on stage.
But he's definitely venting.
Yeah.
100% all the time. But he's hysterical when he's doing it.
Yeah. And Breaking Bad, going dramatic.
Haven't seen that.
Yeah.
That far into Breaking Bad.
Yeah, but
I mean, he did a little bit with Chappelle on the Chappelle Show.
Yeah.
Back in the day. And he's got the joke about holding in his anger and like dying. The pancakes.
Yeah. Oh man, just amazing. I thought, what was this? The special before his last one? I forget.
The black and white one.
Before that one. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, he's got like a blue cover, an orange cover, a red cover, black and white one. He's got a new one.
You people are all the same. Is that what it was?
I'm sure it's one of them.
Yeah, I think that was my. The point is that was my favorite one. I thought.
Yeah, the orange cover Really like that one.
Yeah, I thought the black and white one was definitely good. Just wasn't my favorite of his, but
Yeah,
he's still.
He's got a new one on Netflix now. I haven't watched it yet, but
Yeah.
it's there. It's waiting.
Yes. Okay, so that was your number 2.
That was my number 2.
So I guess I'll go to my number 2.
Yes.
It's not going to be on your list then.
Probably not.
So, my number 2 is Chris Rock.
Not on my list.
Not on your list. Well, let me tell you. He should be. Another very influential comedian. And
What's the deal?
His bits are very intelligent, and there's more to them.
He's definitely a very smart guy.
Yeah, a lot of the acclaim that I gave to Dave Chappelle, I feel kind of the same way about Chris Rock. He's very, very widespread, and also he's also still relevant today. Not as much, I'd say, as back in the day, but he's kind of maintained a steady line of success throughout the years since he first broke on the scene. Because he was one of the first, after following Pryor, huge black comedians, to come out with his HBO specials. And
yeah, I mean, he's definitely leveraged his popularity to a movie career.
Absolutely.
I think he's directed some stuff too.
Yeah, top 5, right?
Top 5, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think he's another likable guy. He was in Dogma, was it?
Yeah, Dogma.
Kevin Smith.
And
I think he hasn't even scratched the surface what he can kind of do in the movie world. I think.
yeah, I mean, like I love the show Everybody Hates Chris.
Right.
That he
Yep.
had on back in the day, and he has been in a couple episodes of Louie. If you watch that type of thing.
Yeah, him and Louie are good pals.
I just haven't really watched a ton of his stand-up, so I just couldn't put him on the list. But I definitely acknowledge that he is a trailblazer.
Okay.
I like that word.
Trailblazer. Portland Trailblazers, man.
I'm not sure if he's from Portland or not. But
All right, so I'm pretty sure we have the same number
yeah,
one.
I think we can say it.
It's Dane Cook. That's no disrespect.
Just missing my top 10.
My number 1 is Mitch
Hedberg,
Hedberg.
of course.
All right, and that's the end of the episode. Yeah.
May he rest in peace.
Yeah, just kind of a cult classic that's kind of, I think, evolved. After his death, people have gone back and watched his stuff, and he's become even more popular than he was when he was alive. So.
Yeah, he was he had a form of anxiety, stage fright, and he always wore his glasses when he was doing stand-up.
Right. Just one of the best deliveries of all time.
Like Stephen Wright, he just kind of had a mellow delivery, not as dry, but
yes.
in a similar manner. He really cranked out jokes a lot, firing a lot, and however long he was doing stand-up for. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite jokes of his is when he's in downtown, I think downtown Idaho or something, and he sees some ducks and he goes to a Subway.
Don't want to spoil it, but
it's a fantastic joke.
Yeah.
And there's on YouTube they do a kind of like an animation for some of his jokes where
Oh yeah.
It really makes the jokes pop.
I think one of the most special things about him was his ability to take a joke that wasn't working and still get people to laugh. He'll call himself out if he has a joke that doesn't get a reaction from the audience. And, just like that, he has the crowd right back in the palm of his hand.
Yeah, I mean, most of his jokes, if said by another comedian, would fall flat.
Oh, yeah.
But the way he delivers them is just amazing.
Absolutely.
That's why he is the number 1 comedian. Hands down. There was no question.
We wasted our time doing this list.
I mean, it
should be the top 1 list.
It really is the top 1.
All right, that is our top 10 favorite comedians. Did we miss anyone? Are we just ignorant? Are we dumb? Are we just dumb fans of stand-up comedy? Let us know down below. Comment. Like if you like. If you don't dislike. Who does that? Why are you taking the time to dislike YouTube videos? But yeah, definitely subscribe to their channel. We have everything. If you're a fan of anything, we have a show for you. And follow us at social media, on Twitter at The Irrelevant OP, on Facebook at Pulp Report. Anything to add, Jake, before we turn this out?
I just want to give a couple honorable mentions.
Okay.
2 people, Joe Rogan and Will Burrs. They're great. Check them out. Didn't make the list though.
Okay, hold on. Let me go back here because I have some honorable mentions. Well, my honorable mentions were on his list pretty much. Louie CK.
Mm-hmm.
I gave a shout out to Amy Schumer. Jesus Christ, Amy Schumer.
Yeah, she is funny.
Yeah.
I like Nikki Glazer. She's
John Mulaney.
John Mulaney, Nick Kroll.
Yeah. Steve Martin, kind of a favorite of mine. Sam Kinison.
Yeah, where you at, Steve Martin? Shameful.
All right. So until next time, I'm Justin,
And I'm Jake.
and we'll see you later. Deuces.
Deuces.